Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpacha. Welcome to another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings. I'm your host, Rabbi Yehuda ben Shomer, and today I want to talk to you about new converts in the faith. Now, new converts they're called babes in Christ, or, babes in Messiah. They're new to the faith, and indeed, in many ways, they're like infants. When you look at an infant or look at a child, you get a little bit misty-eyed, you get a little bit nostalgic, because you look at them and you see how they see the world. Everything's fresh, everything's new, everything's amazing, everything's wonderful. Everything is brand spanking new, and everything is just full of magic and amazement. And it's wonderful to see life, fresh life, through the eyes of a child, through the eyes of an infant. And just like a new convert, it's such a wonderful thing. It's like a shot in the arm to your own faith, and it brings you back to when you were just starting out in the faith, and it kind of brings you back to a little bit of a honeymoon state within your faith. But just like infants, there's some wonderful times, there's some beautiful times, there's some magical, nostalgic times, but also there's a little bit of heartache and pain, because just like with a newborn child, it doesn't know the language yet, and it knows that it needs something, and it's not exactly sure what it needs, and the only way to express that it has a need, they can't put it into words verbally, all they can do is scream. And even when they do get to the point to where they can speak, sometimes what they say comes out the wrong way. They're saying one thing when they actually mean something else. And sometimes it's kind of cute, kind of one of those things, one of those moments you want to put on America's Funniest Videos. But in regards to the faith, it could be something that's very tragic. For instance, I know of a few cases like a child says, "I know what God's name is." And somebody said, "Oh yeah? What is God's name?" "Howard." "Howard? How can you say that God's name is Howard?" "Because of the prayer, 'Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.'" And another story, that hymn, "Come let us have a little talk with Jesus, let us tell him all about our troubles." I know one child who actually thought it said, "Let us have a little chocolate Jesus." Kind of like the Easter bunny, a little chocolate bunny. I don't know if they thought that we should have like little chocolate Jesus statues that we eat, or whatever, but the child literally thought that the song was, now let us have a little chocolate Jesus. Now that's cute, that's innocent, makes you want to chuckle a little bit. But in regards to new converts and in regards to the faith, when they absorb and assimilate something of the faith and want to regurgitate it, want to share it, want to reproduce it, sometimes it comes out all wrong, and it comes out not so cute. It comes out not so nice. And a lot of times, new converts end up getting their foot caught in their mouth, or they end up, poking around and stirring up a hornet's nest they never meant to stir up. And new converts, just like children, need to be brought up, need to be taught, need to be corrected, need to be closely guarded, closely watched, because they're precious brand new lives in the faith, and you need adults, spiritual, mature adults and elders to kind of lead them along. That's why in Judaism that the conversion process takes anywhere from 1 year to 3 years, and even after they're converted, it takes another year or more before they're kind of fully fledged into the faith. It's to make sure that the new convert is solid and grounded in the faith, and know what they're saying, know what they're doing, know how they're practicing, and before they can go out and share and teach with others. That's why new converts are not permitted to, hold an office in a synagogue, or to teach, or to go out and witness and evangelize and things like that, because they're just simply not ready. And even if you had a boy genius who was going to Harvard, you wouldn't let that child be the president of Harvard. You probably wouldn't even let that child teach certain classes, even if he knew everything about it, because he's a child, and although he may be a quick learner and may be a prodigy and may be a boy genius, irregardless, he's still a child. There's a difference between head knowledge and heart knowledge, and how they connect, and how that manifest in the real world. So it would be ridiculous. A child may know everything about driving a car, may know all the ins and outs and all the technicalities of driving a car and even how to fix a car, but yet you still wouldn't put a child behind the wheel. It's just suicide. It's dangerous. It's foolish. And a lot of times when Yeshua healed someone, he said, don't tell anyone. Don't publicize this. Go to the Kohen. Go to the priest. Go to where you're supposed to go. And that's all you need to do. That's all I require of you. And there's also passages in the Brit Chadasha that warns us not to lay hands on anyone suddenly. In other words, not to give somebody an anointing or a responsibility or an office prematurely. And that is also why it says in the book of Acts that when new converts come in, that they start out with those 4 starter laws to be able to keep them in a ritual puristic state, so they could fellowship with the Jewish men and women and not contaminate them, so they can't worship at the temple. No sexual immorality, no eating blood, no eating things unclean or anything offered to idols, etc. Those weren't the exhaustive mitzvot that the new converts and new people were to follow. That was just an introductory laws, because it says later in the passage in that particular part of Acts that from one Sabbath to the next, they're going to continue learning regarding the entire Torah. So we know that way back in the day, going through the Torah reading didn't take like a year as it does today. We have an annual cycle. Back in Yeshua's day, I'm told, they had a triliennial Torah reading, so it took 3 years to get through the Torah. So anywhere from 1 year to 3 years after somebody has come to the faith, they were to sit and learn. I know some people who's told me, that new converts should be bound and gagged for their own good, so they won't get in trouble. They know just enough about the faith to get themselves in trouble. And they were saying that tongue-in-cheek. Of course, they didn't mean it literally, but new converts need to be quiet, be submissive, be able to sit and learn, to absorb like a sponge, to interact, to ask questions, until the people that are kind of bringing them up or watching over them, until they see that they've matured to the point that says, okay, yeah, now you're ready to go into the big leagues. Now you're ready to step out of this new convert position and enter in as a full-fledged member of the family of the faith, and you can start getting involved. But that's at the discretion of the rabbis and elders that are over these new converts. I love and appreciate the excitement and the zeal of new converts, but if you're a new convert, it's in your best interest, for your own good, not only for your benefit, but for the benefit of your mishpacha around you, to just to be quiet, to be patient, to sit, to listen, to learn, to absorb. It's your time to absorb and to suck everything in like a sponge, and just to suck the marrow out of life, and to mull it over, to think about it, to ask questions, and to learn, and to spend time with fellowship with other believers and other elders, so that you can get a good grasp. I know you're excited. I know you want to go out there and tell the world what's happened to you and what you're learning. But when you don't, how if you eat something too fast, what's going to happen? You're going to get a stomach ache, or you're going to throw it up. Same thing spiritually. If you ingest things too fast spiritually, it's just going to come up in a way that you don't want it to. And just as the passage says, I believe it's in Yaakov and James, that teachers are held at a higher rate of accountability. Well, if you're going to go out teaching, you're going to go out sharing, you better know for sure what you're talking about before you go out and share it, because you're going to be held accountable for the words that come out of your mouth. And so, for the new converts, it's best just to sit and learn, and anywhere from a year to 3 years at the discretion of whoever you're learning under, until you know the ropes and know it well. And practicing the Jewish life is just like old hat to you, and you need to trust the ones who are kind of the bishop of your souls, so to speak. So this is just kind of a message about and to new converts in the faith of Messianic/Netzari Judaism. So I hope you take this not as a reprimand, or not as not in any ill way, but take it in love, as it's meant. Because I'm a rabbi, because I love and care about the people that learn from me and that sit under me. I have your best interest in mind, and I want you to be the best Yehudi, the best Jew, the best convert you can possibly be. And so I'm just giving you advice to help you, because I love you, because I've been down these roads before, I've been around the block, I've seen quite a bit, and I'm just trying to give you the best advice and the best way to go. And so this is what I would suggest to you. So I hope you take this video in the love that it's intended. So thanks for watching. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Bye-bye.